Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. It's unusual for me to be recording on a Tuesday. It's also unusual for me to be recording during the day when my kids are home. So that's why I am in a different location today. I'm tucked away, hiding upstairs with the door shut so that I can have a bit of quiet while I have a chat with you today. So happy New Year, 2018. Boy, that last year just flew by, didn't it? But I hope you had a great year. And here's to a pretty great year ahead of us. A fresh new page. Always nice to look ahead at things that we'd like to accomplish and do in the year ahead. And I wish you all the best. So let's get started. I have a lot to talk about today. It's been a couple of weeks since we visited. And because I'm not in my usual spot, everything is sort of piled precariously on my lap. So I'm going to do my best to stay as organized as I can. There may be a little bit of shuffling noises, a little bit of disorganization. I will do my best as we go. So I will start today with my show and tell, because I had a finish. Try not to be too shocked. I know. I actually had a finish in the last month. So, Little House Needleworks, Main Street Station. You all know I've been working on this one for a little while. And it's a finish. Well, I mean, it's a stitched finish. Ta-da! I love it. It is so sweet. Can you see the little conductor at the train? At first he's hard to make out, and then when you realize he's there, you can see him. He's quite cute. And the little person that's waving. And I think my most favorite thing about this design are the birds. I just love those cute little birds. It's amazing how just a few simple stitches can produce something that resembles an actual bird. But another winner by Little House Needleworks. And I am planning on turning this into a bag. But since it will be a project bag for a Christmas project, I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to doing it. So it will most likely go into the closet along with my other finished stitched pieces that need to be FFO'd. Finally, fully finished object. So, but I'm pretty pleased. I finished it on the 30th or 31st. 30th, I can't remember. But it was right at the last minute. And then posted it on Instagram when it was done. And I am very pleased that I managed to squeeze one more finish into last year. I won't be doing a roundup video of my finishes because I don't know. I think that there have been enough other really good podcasters, Flosstubers out there doing that. And so I think I will not maybe do that this year. I'm not quite organized enough this year to be doing that. I just watched McKenna's video last night with her whip roundup from last year. Holy cow, she has finished so many amazing pieces. Her video was wonderful. I really enjoyed that. So well done, McKenna. 2 thumbs up. Really some amazing projects that she had to share. So that was my last finish that I squeaked in to 2017. And so we all know what a finish means. A finish means a new start. Right? Right. So January 1st, I was ready to go with hands-on design, a year in talk, the January pattern, Let It Snow. I have all 12 of these. I've had them since they came out a few years ago. These were released in 2014. Holy cow. Yeah, I've had these for a while. So, time to stitch them. I have stitched the spring, which I've the spring design with the daisies. I've shown that one before. I have also stitched the Thanksgiving one, which I believe is the November chart. If I'm not mistaken, it says thankful and grateful. That one I have also stitched. So, my plan, and I'm loath to make plans like this because knowing myself, I feel like this is an instant invitation to break my own plan. I would like to do one per month in the month that they're in. And because I've already done two, I get a little bit of a catch-up break for those 2 months that I've already done. So, January, I started it January 1st. And I would like to continue doing that. Have the first of the month be the start date for that particular design. And I got quite a bit done. So the biggest part of the middle, the lettering, is done. So, and that was one day. So surely I can finish this in a month's time. I don't think that that is an unreasonable goal. So this is the called for fabric, which is the gunmetal 30 count Weeks Dye Work gunmetal fabric. I did purchase all 12, like I purchased the amount of fabric needed for all 12 designs at the same time. And I also purchased the Gentle Arts threads at the time. Each one requires a white. It's charted for gassed chalk, and this one is Tropical Ocean, which is also a Gentle Arts thread. I am not using the chalk thread. I'm not using the Weeks Dye Work, sorry, the Gentle Arts chalk. I'm just using a DMC for all of the white, for all of the designs. And I think it's actually not even the white, it is 52 B5200. I think that's the white I'm using. I have lots of it, but I am using the Gentle Arts for the other color. Here it is. This is the Tropical Ocean, that sort of icy blue. And at the time when we were kitting these up, Kathy and Neil at Thread and I were offering to do it as, you know, sort of a special price. You know, if you bought everything, they would kit it up for you for a special price. And I think at the end you ended up getting a pattern for free if you bought all of the months as they came out. And what Kathy did was, because it does not require a full skein of the Gentle Arts to stitch the design, she split the skeins in half, and so we were able to buy just half of a skein, and then someone else who was also purchasing the kit purchased the other half. So I thought that was a pretty great way to do it, and sort of a clever thing to do. So I'm ready to go. I have my Tropical Ocean. I have my B5200. Now this is the leftover B5200 that I was using for my railroad station, Little House Needleworks. So I was ready to go right out of the gate. So again, this was my January 1st start, which was yesterday. So I started this, and I didn't even start this until later in the evening, once we had sat down as a family in the evening to spend some time together. That's when I started it. So I think it's going to be a very quick design. And I also I tried something with this project for the first time. I had a very lovely thing sent to me in the mail. And I think, yes, this was from Polly. And Polly sent me this beautiful card. Really, really pretty card. And then she sent me a little pot of beeswax bliss, because she had seen the discussion that I had about thread heaven, and I was asking about, you know, other products that people used and what they thought. Now, it does say on here that this is 100% beeswax. 100% beeswax, that's what it is. So, you know, I know that there are craft stores where you can purchase beeswax. So if you are not able to find this particular product, but you have access to a regular craft store that has candle making supplies and things like that, beeswax is fairly easy to find. Now, I like that it comes in this convenient little pot. And not having been a user of Thread Heaven for years and years, I'm very recent to it. If you've watched, you know that in fact for many years I thought it was a complete waste of time. And then when it was discontinued, I actually tried it and thought, maybe this isn't so bad after all. But of course by then it was being discontinued. So then we got into the whole discussion about the Max earplug, which is a silicone earplug, which is apparently very similar in quality or substance to the Thread Heaven. And then Polly sent me this beeswax bliss to try. Now this is made by Noteworthy Needle. And so I decided that with my new project that I would give this a try. And so that's what it looks like inside. It's just beeswax. And as you can see, I've used it just a little bit for the threads that I've started. And because I'm using a white thread, I liked that it was a new pot. So there are no fibers from a colored thread in there already, and the white stays nice and pristine. What I do really like about this, two things. First of all, is it feels slightly lighter than Thread Heaven. It coats beautifully. You do it exactly the same way that you would use a Thread Heaven. And when you've coated the thread feels really nice. It feels conditioned, but it just feels slightly lighter than it does with the Thread Heaven, if that makes sense. But the second thing that I really like about the beeswax is the scent. I'm very much drawn to clean smelling things. I like vanilla. I like the smell of pine. I love the smell of lemon or, you know, citrus, those sorts of things. And right out of the gate, opening this pot, and it smells like beeswax. Because it is beeswax, right? But that smell, you know, it just smells clean and it smells fresh. And I really like that. So it's a little bit of extra pleasure on top of, you know, you're already feeling happy because you're sitting and you're stitching. And I quite like that. So Polly, thank you very, very much for sending me this to try, because I really am enjoying it, and I really truly appreciate you sending me that. So thank you very much. So there you go. If you can find some of that, it's by Noteworthy Needle, Beeswax Bliss. So there you have it. So that was my new start, and I've shown you my show and tell. Now my other whip that I am working on, I was working on Friday in the Stitch With Me video, and that is the Frosty Forest. Now I did not take the stitching off my floor frame to show you because I haven't put a single stitch in it since Friday when we were doing our stitch along video. The pattern that I'm working on Frosty Forest at the moment is the Bluebird Cabin. So on Friday, on the next Stitch With Me video, I will be going back to this design, and I will be hopefully up to the roof at that point and working on the roof and the second tree. I have the tree that is to the left is complete, so I will hopefully be working on the tree to the right. That's the plan, Stan. So we'll see. So those are my whips and my show and tell. And as far as stitching goes today, for me, my stitching, that's about it. So, moving on to other things stitching related, I have, I thought I would share something that I'm trying this year. Since it's January, the beginning of January, it's a new year, it's a new start. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So I've always wanted to keep a craft journal. And I've always wanted to keep a craft journal of an entire year, from start to finish, of everything that I've worked on, everything that I thought about, everything that I planned, everything that I finished, worked on, dreamed about, you name it. I wanted a record of it all. So for Christmas this year, I bought myself a little journal. It is a very, very simple, sweet planner, paper planner, and it's made by Paper Blanks. It was under $20 and it's 2018. As you can see, it's very, very simple. Very simple. It has a notes section at the back. It's got all of your very typical sort of planner information in it. But this is not for anything other than my crafting life. What I'm working on, what I've started. So for knitting, stitching, podcasting, Stitch With Me videos, giveaways, sewing, and I'm also including reading in here, what books I'm reading, what books I finished, what books I would like to read, so on and so forth. And that's it. So it is basically my pleasure journal, things that make me happy. And I can't wait to see it at the end of the year. So last night was the first night, and I did write in it. And you know, you sort of, when you're writing in a book for the very first time and it's a bit of a special book and you think, oh, my handwriting isn't good enough or that pen isn't nice enough. And I thought, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to write in it, and it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be a little messy, but I did it. And writing that first entry was the hardest. And now that I've sort of broken the seal, I just know that moving forward, it's going to be something I enjoy. I also plan on keeping little tags in here, things like yarn bands, tags from projects, maybe fabric tags, things like that, so that I can keep track of what I'm doing. That's the plan. So now that I've told you about it and I've written the first entry, I feel like I have a chance of actually succeeding. That's my goal. Okay, so that is it for stitching plans, new things like that. I have a giveaway to talk about. The winner, I pulled a name for the Evertote bag that Kathy and I were giving away. This was the 12 Day of Christmas bag, and the winner is Cheryl Brumba. Now I have sent Cheryl a message, and hopefully she has received that message and will send me her mailing address, and I'll pop this in the mail for her. So congratulations, Cheryl. I hope you love the bag, and thank you everybody for leaving me your comments about things that you were grateful for in your lives, because it was a pretty great list. And anytime you need a little pick-me-up, go to the comment field under that video and just have a little read through what people had to say. It was a really, really nice thing to have coming into my inbox on Christmas Day. It was really nice. So thank you so much to everyone who left me a great comment, and congratulations to Cheryl. So that was that giveaway, and we had the pattern giveaways that I've already talked about, the winners. The other thing, I had some people ask about the stitch starter that I talked about. Now I'm going to take this out of the package so that it doesn't have a glare on it. I've been using this. See, it's still in the plastic. It comes in this plastic packaging. And I've actually I was in too much of a hurry to use it. I never even took it out of the plastic. So I don't need the plastic. That can go. So this is what it is. It's by Blue Ribbon Designs, and it's called a stitch starter. And as you can see, there's a 1-inch, 2-inch, and 3-inch measurement markers. This little tool, it seems so simple, but we have already used it. Look, you can see my floor frame there. Ah, there's my floor frame. There's Frosty Forest over there. So this little thing is so useful. we've used it in sewing as well as, you know, starting a few new pieces as well. So Blue Ribbon Designs Stitch Starter, handy dandy little tool. Lots of you had asked me to show and give the name of that product again. So there it is. I hope that is helpful. The other thing that people had some questions about was the episode that I did on Tamari balls, the one with my daughter Sarah. The two books that I recommended, this was the first one, maybe it was the second one, I don't remember the order, but Diana Vandervoort, Tamari, How to Make Japanese Tamari Balls. Thread balls, pardon me. Tamari actually means thread ball. So saying Tamari ball is like saying ball. Little small point there, but anyways, these are Japanese thread balls. So the episode that I did, this was the first book that I recommended by Diana Vandervoort. The second book that I recommended was by Barbara Zeus, and it's this one, Tamari Techniques. Okay, now when I purchased these books back in, I'm gonna say 2012, maybe 2013, maybe. I have no memory of when I bought these, but this in Canadian dollars was a $40 book. Okay, in Canadian dollars. US prices are generally a little lower. I bought this through Thread and I. This book I think this one was under 20. This one was about $15 to $20, also through Thread and I. So for a $40 book at the time, this was pricey for me, but I did buy it through Thread and I. But the quality of the book of such was worth it. Now, I did not check the prices on these books when I referred these because, you know, I never thought to think of the prices on these books. People did go to Amazon and try to find these books after I recorded that video. The price on this book on Amazon was $85, which obviously is a very expensive book. And here's my take. I did not know that it was $85 before I recommended this book. I did know that this was a less expensive book. This book is worth every penny. But guess what? This book is worth every penny. If you are new to Tamari and you want to learn how to do it, start with this book. And then go to online tutorials. There are a ton of them, YouTube videos. Barbara Zeus herself has a whole series of videos out. If you buy this book and you fall in love with Tamari, buy this book. First of all, it's a very high quality published book. These are not thin pieces of paper. Now, granted, it's possible they've come out with a new edition that feels differently than the book I'm having in my hands at this particular moment and is going to make a complete and total liar of me. I don't know. I'm talking about the book that I am holding in my hands at this moment. The pages feel good in your hands. The patterns are beautiful. The photography is beautiful. This book makes you want to make these balls. I'm going to try and show you a page of photography that doesn't give away a pattern. So let's see. There's a lot of patterns in here. So I can show you, I mean, look, every single page has beautiful photographs. It makes you want to stitch the designs. And she is a pro. Barbara Zeus. She's legit. She knows her stuff. The balls that she makes are amazing. They are truly amazing. So if you love the craft, I still think the book is worth $85. And you're going to make an investment in this, and then you do not have to spend very much money on the supplies. So there you go. That's what I had to say about tamari. And I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching the videos, because it was fun to do. So that is that. And I showed you that. And I did that. So I think the only thing I have left to do are some thank yous. I have a few thank yous to give. So I have received over the last month some random acts of kindness in my mailbox. And I just wanted to take a quick moment to say a tremendous thank you to everyone who reached out to me and sent me a little joy in my mailbox, because it really was a little thrill. And I just wanted to say a quick thank you to those who sent me things. I have shown the beautiful gifts that Crafty Kim gave me, the amazing ornament that she made me, and then Miss Patty made me that beautiful waffle stitch card, and I showed that. So I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you and show some appreciation and love for other people who sent me a few things as well. I want to start with Lynette. Now, Lynette lives in Guam. This blew my mind that I got a little package from Guam, because, I mean, really, Guam, amazing, right? So Lynette saw my video where I posted that I have a little love affair with tea, with herbal tea, and she also has the same affinity. And when she saw my tea, she knew that that she also shared that same love of tea. So she sent me a package of some of her favorite teas, and I have a few left because I've drunk a few of them. And let me tell you, this was such a treat. So she sent me a variety of her favorite teas, some black and some herbal, which I love. Now, one that I am trying next is this black. I love stash teas, and she had sent me a few that I had never seen and never tried. This one is called Black Forest Black Tea. This is going to be the one that I try next. One that she sent me that I've already had was a red velvet tea made by Stash. I had never seen it before. I had never tried it before. And oh my gosh, it was so good. So if anyone knows where they can find a box of Stash red velvet tea, if there's a special magical place online that myself in Canada can go and order a few boxes of the red velvet tea, and I have a funny feeling that I'm going to like this one as well. Let me know, because I would like to order some. Now, I also am a fan of ginger, so I'm looking forward to trying this one as well. And pumpkin spice. And this one looks really interesting. Hot cinnamon spice. Spicy black tea. I've never seen that before. That's so cool. Lynette also, now this is a bit of a bummer actually, because and I'm super embarrassed to admit this, but I have to come clean because poor Lynette. Lynette sent me the most beautiful needle minder that she had made, and it was so sweet, and it was a Christmas design, and it had this lovely covering on the front and a beautiful magnet. My son knocked it off the counter and it broke, and I was not too happy. So Lynette, I am really sorry that I can't share the needle minder that you were so gracious to send me. Unfortunately, it met a sad end. But I do appreciate the fact that you sent it to me all the way from Guam. It made it here in one piece. It made it all the way to London, Ontario, Canada in one piece, but did not survive my 9-year-old son. So thank you very much. And I am sorry about that, but I'm still enjoying the tea. I received a gift from Ada in France. He sent me this beautiful card. She knows I love birds. And she sent, and this is funny, some soie d'Alger in shades of blue. I think this this as a little hint to get my actin gear to get that Shades of Blue piece on the go. I'm just kidding. Ada is never one to be pushy or rude. She's a lovely friend. She is Ada Stitches on Instagram, and I mention her all the time. Thank you, Ada. I received a gift from Laura, and her Instagram name, I believe, is Love Rubber Stamps. Now, Laura won a giveaway that I had on Instagram, and I think when we lost Eddie, it sort of resonated with her, and they had lost a dog recently as well. And out of the blue, she sent me an ornament for our Christmas tree in memory of Eddie. Isn't that sweet? She also sent me a lovely card as well with some beautiful words in it that were incredibly touching. And I've left it downstairs. So Laura, thank you so much. It hung on my tree the whole time, the whole season. And it was nice to see and remember how kind you were and thoughtful. And speaking of Eddie, my friend Tracy gave me a Christmas card that may have had a little Tim Hortons gift card in it, which is no longer because I used it. But the Christmas card that she gave me also reminded me of Eddie this year, which I thought was really sweet. So thank you, Tracy. And thanks for the Tim Hortons. This next one, and I love this card. Do you see the koalas? This was from the creative curator, my friend Carrie in Australia. And I've mentioned her before. She is the one who just absolutely took off with English paper piecing and has become pretty much a pro at English paper piecing, especially fussy cutting. Unbelievable what that woman has done in an incredibly short period of time with English paper piecing. Speaking of which, the other person is Heidi Cran from Stitching 1/2. She has started English paper piecing as well, and also seems to have caught the bug for fussy cutting. So between Sharon Goforth, Heidi Cran, and lots of others now that I'm seeing all over Instagram, English paper piecing, I'm loving it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. So Carrie sent me from Australia. She also sent me a needle minder that is still in one piece, and it's a little koala. It's adorable, but it's over downstairs on a project, so I'm going to leave it there. You'll have to imagine in your head. It's a little teeny wooden koala. It's very cute. She sent me 2 skeins of Dinky dyes in Aussie Gold. And I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of this. Dandenong, which I'm also going to assume is a very Australian thing. I'm just gonna make that assumption right there. Isn't it beautiful? Now look at this. You guys, this year when Kim and Patty gave me stitched gifts, I have received a couple of big stitched gifts. Well, one from Adrian. Adrian made me a music design that I hang downstairs. Oh, it's stunning. I'll show that. Next episode, I'm going to show the piece that Adrian stitched for me because it's beautiful. But Carrie stitched and sent me this. Isn't that perfect? It's beautiful. And look at her finishing. Look at the back. The same fabric. How clever is that finishing? And then she mattress stitched it around the outside, and then it's just got some stuffing stuck in the center. It is adorable. I love it. Carrie, thank you so much. This totally, like, you guys, I have always found it so hard to give away my stitching. Because, well, you guys get it, right? Like, meeting people that are stitch worthy, it's rare. Even people who are stitch worthy. This took me a long time to make. I want to keep it. But this year, being the recipient of people gifting me their own stitched goodness, I have a funny feeling I'm going to have to step up my game next year of giving away things that I've made to people who deserve it. So, 2018, that might be my year to send out some stitched gifts. We'll see. Anyways, I love it, Carrie. Thank you so much. Now, you may have noticed, oh, before I get to my friend in the corner over there, I have to show you this guy. My sister-in-law, Kathy, made him. So this is Henry's friend. Look at the arms. Isn't that hysterical? And his beard. His beard is flaps in the wind. He doesn't have a name yet. These arms make me laugh. They're just hysterical. And the hat is very well attached. So Henry has two new friends. One made by Kathy. And then this little guy over here. He's not a little guy. He's the giant. He's the giant of the bunch. He has a name. This is George. Now George was sent to me. Can you guess? Can you guess who sent me George? Ginger Gerald sent this to me, sent George to me. And I got the package the day before Christmas, and I saw that it was something from Ginger Gerald. And so I saved it to open until Christmas Day because it was one of the few things under the tree that I didn't know what it was. So it was a surprise. And I opened it up and I just about bust a gut laughing because Ginger Gerald also has a thing for gnomes, as do Elena and Olivia B. So you all understand my love for gnomes. And I don't know if you've seen a few of the latest Ginger Gerald episodes where he's wearing a gnome hat. It's classic. I love it. I love it. So this is George. And I have Henry. And since I seem to be going with royal names, I was thinking Edward for this little guy. But it seemed a little bit too much name for a little gnome. But this is definitely a George. Hilarious. I love him. And he also, Gerald sent me a lovely card. Thank you so much. It was really, really fun to open this up. And I love him. So thank you very much. Okay, last but not least, a few days after Christmas, I went to the mailbox. And I was sprinkled with stitchy kindness, a stitchy Christmas holiday card from those Bee sisters. You guys, aren't they awesome? Olivia and Elena, you guys, I have watched people share the things that you have spread all over the world. And first of all, I don't know how you did it, because it must have taken you guys a really long time. Because not only did they send me a card, they sent me a pattern. They sent me an ink circles pattern. And I have never seen this ink circles pattern before. It's called Fjord Ponies. And it is gorgeous. And look, it's in shades of blue. I am stunned. I am absolutely stunned at the amount of time and effort and thoughtfulness that these two girls went to send out little wishes of kindness, handwritten notes, funny cards, little bit of holiday cheer to stitchers all over the world. And, you know, the amount of thought and care and time that went into this was a true gift, was a true gift. And watching people enjoy that over the holiday season was a lot of fun. Also, their Instagram feed was pretty funny over the holidays because they would share a new picture with us every day, and it was really very enjoyable. So, girls, thank you so much. You guys, once again, thank you. If you're still watching this, I appreciate you helping me to say and show some appreciation for these people who have taken time out of their day to share a little joy and a little holiday spirit. And I just wanted to share my appreciation with you and say thank you again. So that is it for me today. As far as shop update Evertotes goes, it feels really funny to end on that after sharing all of these things with you. I'm not going to show any bags today. There's some up in the shop, and I've got a few more coming at the end of this week. I'll be putting some more totes in there at the end of this week. So I'm going to talk more about that another time. That's it for me. I am off to get some work done. I have got to get some paperwork done today, this afternoon. Life continues on, so the business is going, so paperwork keeps coming in, and it has to keep being, those numbers keep having to be done. I'm starting teaching again tomorrow night. I've got my students returning tomorrow night. Tuesday is usually a teaching night, but my Tuesday kids aren't starting back until next week. So I think I'm going to try and work really hard for the rest of the afternoon and get my paperwork done, get this video uploaded so that we can visit together. I look forward to seeing everybody on Friday for Friday Off the Grid. If you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, it's called Friday Off the Grid on Facebook. There's an Instagram hashtag Off the Grid Friday Party. You can check out all of the amazing pieces that people have been working on for the last, I think, 6 weeks that we've been doing it now. 5-6 weeks. Boy, it's going well. It's going really well. We have, I think, about 560 odd people on the Facebook group. Amazing group of really friendly, talented stitchers, and it's a really great place to be. So join us over there. You can find me on Instagram at Off the Grid Needlearts, or the shop page is at Evertotes. I have a blog, www.offthegridneedlearts.com. Sounds right to me. I'll edit in all the information. I do not update the blog nearly as regularly as I would like. And I do miss that a little, actually, because I enjoy writing. I enjoy typing, my thoughts onto that sort of platform. So maybe this year I'll try a little harder to maybe schedule in a few more updates. And I guess that's it for me today. I will see you guys on Friday for Friday Off the Grid. Happy stitching, you guys. Have a great week. Take care.